I've done a lot of air gun, air pistol, air rifle reviews in the barn, but today, as you can see, I still have snow on me because it is a horrendously horrible day. See if I had to actually try to chop snow out of there. It is April the 14th, 2018. And we are having a horrendous snowstorm. Completely untypical, completely unwarranted, and completely illogical. So today I decided to cut the blues, and I'm going to try just some quick first shots. So time to set up and let me see if I got my targets. Alright, so I'm only going to fire 10 rounds. I got a bunch of things I got to do, but I'm going to fire 10 rounds out of the LCRx 22 mag, 5 of some Spear Gold Dot 40 grain, and 5 of the Winchester Super X lead hollow point 45 grain. And then the LCP, I'm going to fire, I want to make sure that, you know, things function well with it. Not that it's a fully trustworthy test, just to see how it even works. But I'm going to fire 6+1 of Hornady American Gunner 90 grain XTP hollow point, and 6+1 of Federal Premium 90 grain HST Jack the hollow point personal defense. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to get set up now. So I've got some things set up now, and I've measured off that this line right here is 21 feet or 7 yards from this target setup. So hopefully these guns are roughly bore sighted in, otherwise I could have some problems. However, this is a piece of furniture that is extremely thick. This is 3/4 inch plywood by 12 inches deep by 12 inches high, with a 3/4 inch back, and I also have a piece of really super dense thick poly, and it's filled with high quality rubber mulch, and that's going into a taller box which is constructed exactly the same. So that's 24 inches or 2 feet of mulch. You would have to go through rubber mulch and then into a 3/4 inch rubber cow mat, and then through I don't know how many pieces of OSB. So I'm confident that unless I purposely shoot through the wall, I should be okay. So that makes me feel a little bit better. All right. So I am going to start with the LCRx 22 mag, 7 yards. I'm going to start with the Spear Gold Dot 40 grain. So we'll see how this goes. Don't hit that camera, that would really be a problem. All right. Well, that's actually pretty good grouping. What I did here was, after I fired this first round, I noticed that the rear sight was up way too high. So even though you can't tell, because I edited, you know, I just cut out the wasted time. I gave it about 4 or 5 clicks down and finished my 5-shot group. So it'll be interesting to see how the Winchester prints compared to the Spear. That's actually, you know, for me, that's not a bad group. But we'll see how it goes on the next set here. LCRx, lead hollow point, 45 grain. Well, that's interesting. That's a lot more open group. Boy, I didn't feel like I did anything different. I mean, I'm pointing a little bit lower from standing, but boy, not much. Gun shooting a little off to the left. It could be me, but anyway, it's generally you know, good for self-defense or plinking or pesting if you were, you know, close enough. All right, we're going to switch over now to the LCP, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to shoot the Ruger LCP 380 now. I'm going to start out with the 90 grain Federal because that has the extended magazine plate on the bottom to kind of catch your second finger, and then I'll move up to the one with the standard plastic floor plate and see how much more difficult it is to shoot. But anyway, and just a small complaint, my fingers are freezing. I am not, well, many of us here in Minnesota are not prepared for a January day on April the 14th, but anyway, that's a whiny thing. Let's get on with testing the Federal. Boy, I'm not sure how this will, it's got to shoot point of aim, right guys? I just don't want to hit that camera. So, all right. Okay, that shoots pretty much point aim. That had a whole lot more juice in it than I really was expecting, so don't let anyone fool you. 380 is, it's a miniature 9, but boy, it's got some kick. Okay, wow, that's honestly the first time I've fired a 380. I have been familiar with Kel-Tec P11s and PF9s, and I got to tell you, this trigger sting, maybe it's because my fingers are cold, but boy does this thing sting your finger. It's, it's pretty incredible. It's a stinging sensation, but I had a couple of instances where the magazine prematurely ejected, but I'm going to chalk that up to my thumb being in a place where I think during recoil, I think the gun's kind of recoiling like this, and I'm thinking that my thumb, because of my strong grip, is just still squeezing as the thumb gets violently put down. So I'm not going to blame the gun at all on that. So after that happened, I moved my thumb away from the grip relief, and I got it up more like a 1911 and rested it on here. Completely went away, no more issues. So that's definitely a user, and my bone is right there too, so it's my hand anatomy in this gun. But once I did that, the problem went away completely, and this is a brand spanking new gun, so and my fingers are frozen. But I'll tell you, that's not a real bad group. Those Federals, those things are powerful. You know, I know a lot of people are kind of, you know, not real fond of 380s, but I think they've come a long way since the 80s and the 90s, because these are beastly rounds. So, well, anyway, without further, I'm going to try the Hornadies next. Okay, so not quite as good as down here, but here I had the benefit of the, I guess some people call it a pinky extension, but on that short of a gun, it's just a magazine extension that lets you get, I shoot right-handed, but lets you get that second finger kind of around it, where when you use a standard floor plate to make it shorter in height, I can really only get, my middle finger around the grip of the gun, and the bottom ring finger kind of just is pushing up on the magazine. So what was happening was, it just was hard to get a good grip on it. But obviously that's good enough for self-defense. If this is 21 yards standing, slow fire, so I mean, I'm trying to treat this like a target gun, which it is not. But I mean, it's like, I kind of did good sometimes. So what is that, 4? 2, 4, so, yeah, so I had 3 unbelievably good shots, and then 4 kind of more typical. But I will say, these are a lot more gentle to shoot than the Federals. These were just beastly. This was just a little bit softer shooting, the Hornady American Gunner. I don't know much about the ballistics on them. I'm hoping that either one would do well if you needed it. Each person would have, of course, a different skill set when you start firing fast, but that's what practice is for, I guess. So anyway, let's bring this back. Oh yeah, how did I do? Did I blow a hole in the back of my target? Nah, it's okay, it's good to go. No, all right. But it looks like she's bulging a little bit. I'll have to get after that. The Federals, this is that extension. That actually helps you just get, 2 fingers wrapped around the body of the grip. And then for the Hornadys, I used the standard one, and that's why I had a little bit of, it was just difficult. It was moving around as I was squeezing it. And like I said, when you're just probably squeezing really hard and really fast, your mileage may vary. But the only thing that concerned me was the fact that the way I grip it, I have to be very conscious of the magazine release, which I was hoping wouldn't be a problem, but hey, it is. And the Ruger LCRx, once again, the Spear Gold Dot seemed to really group nicely. Didn't care for the lead Winchester Super X, but can't wait to go to a range with that where I can really open up on it and have. Well, the nice thing is nothing malfunctioned. I did have a couple magazine drops, but I'm still attributing that to myself, not the gun or the mag. Totally me. But all right, I hope you enjoyed this. The 2 Rugers, the LCRx and the LCP. All right, take care. Thank you.